In today's episode, we're going to talk about the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade or pending trade, and whether that's a good thing or a bad thing for you and your team that you cheer for. And we're also going to talk about the greatest dynasty that you've probably never heard of. So let's get right to it. The first thing I want to talk about is Giannis Antetokounmpo. So it seems like right now he wants to be traded. It seems like the Bucks are interested in trading him. The thing is, there is not a very good history of superstar trades that happen in the middle of the season that result in championships. A matter of fact, the last time there was a superstar trade that resulted in a championship was the Mark Aguirre trade to the Detroit Pistons, and that's when they actually won the championship in 1989. Now, the reason that this usually doesn't happen is because of chemistry. It's just not enough time at the end of the year to try to get a superstar player on your team and develop the chemistry that's needed to win that championship. And usually the teams that have the chemistry have built it up all year long. And that's why if your team gets Giannis Antetokounmpo, chances are you might have won the player, but have lost the season. Now, let's talk a little bit more about that. The thing that worked for Mark Aguirre is that he was traded for Adrian Dantley in 1989. Adrian Dantley was a disgruntled player on the team. He was a very good player, but he just wasn't buying into the system. And so when Mark Aguirre showed up, it actually improved the chemistry of the Detroit Pistons. And on top of that, Mark Aguirre and Isaiah Thomas were high school teammates. So there was some chemistry right there among great players. And you may say, well, Mark Aguirre wasn't that great of a player. Actually, just yesterday, his number was retired at the Mavs game. And at that time, he was also the highest scoring rookie for the Mavs until last night when Cooper Flagg broke his record. So I will tell you that is one of the reasons why it worked in 1989. And I'll tell you that I've actually lied. There was a more recent event, but I was kind of holding this one back. In 1995, Clyde Drexler was also traded middle of the season to the Houston Rockets, and that team also went on to win the NBA championship. Now, again, chemistry was a big part of this. They didn't trade off any significant pieces, and Clyde Drexler and Hakeem Olajuwon were teammates in college. So they had some amazing chemistry already from years past, and now as superstars, they were able to get that rolling again pretty quick. The other thing I want to say is that how often do teams actually end up winning a superstar trade, come in and bolster you right to the top? Doesn't happen. Matter of fact, unless you're usually in the top 3 seeds of your conference, you're probably not going to win the championship. And I did a little bit of research, and the last time this happened was that 1995 Houston Rockets team. That was the last time a seed less than 3 won the NBA championship. And again, they had some of the greatest role players assembled on that team, and they never really kind of worked outside of their strengths, and they were always just a fantastic team. So that's what I got for the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade. I would say the best thing would be for him not to get traded this year. Wait till the offseason. That'll be the best thing for the Bucks so they can actually rebuild. It'll be the best thing for Giannis, and it'll be the best thing for the team that he goes to so that he has the offseason and time to develop the chemistry needed for him to actually have a great success, and for the team that gets him to have that success as well. So let's go on to the second thing I wanted to talk about today, the greatest dynasty that you probably never heard of. I don't know how many people are listening or watching or have been following college wrestling. It is fantastic. In case you don't know, the Penn State Nittany Lions have just recently broke the record for dual meet wins. It stands at 78. That means they haven't lost a dual meet wrestling meet since February of 2020. That's 6 years of dominance, and they are still ranked number 1 and incredible. So in case you don't watch wrestling, I would say if you get the Big Ten Network, tune in on Friday nights. There's usually some pretty great college wrestling matches. even if you don't get a chance to watch Penn State, watch some of the other matches. You get to learn some of the other great wrestlers that are out there. And then when they wrestle Penn State, I mean, it's awful to say, but most of the time they get dominated, and that just tells you how great Penn State is. But the other wrestlers are very good as well, and they're fun to watch. Last year, got to go to a Penn State meet. Incredible. It was the environment was amazing. If you get a chance to go, do it. Iowa, Nebraska, Ohio State, I think those arenas are probably pretty rocking as well. So those are some awesome things to do. But yeah, in case you haven't known, Penn State Nittany Lions wrestling team is the dynasty that is still going on. And if you don't know about it, you do now. And I'll tell you, the guy to keep an eye on is Mitchell Messenbrink. Again, if you're in the know, you know this guy is a beast, and he is so fun to watch. So there you have it. That's my take for today. Game Night Bros. I'm your host, Greg. Like, share, subscribe.